Very much. My name is Stephen Ogol. I am married to Florence Ogol. I'm one of the trained couples. And this time around, we thought it very important to invite young couples for a special retreat. And the purpose of this retreat is to bring young couples on board that are able to sustain their first love. What we got to realize in the community is that when people get married, in the beginning, marriage is sweet. But after some time, marriage loses taste. And people begin seeing marriage as a burden, as a mistake that someone made in life. Many young people today have married, but their marriage is now shaky. If you compare, there are very many divorces that are coming. There are very many ladies that are called the comebacks in the villages. People get married after some time. They abandon the marriage. They go and leave children suffering. So there are three key things that prompted us to organize this conference. One is that we intend, being aware that the family is the first church. So we intend to plant the first love in the family and to sustain it among these young couples. And this is the first thing that made us to organize this conference. We want the family to grow in love. We want children to be raised in love. We don't want children to be produced and raised with only a single parent. But by organizing this kind of conference, we make them realize the benefit of being together as a couple. When you get married, you must stay together because you're going to produce children. These children will need love from both of the parents. That's why we said it's important that these couples are brought together. They're educated on how to keep their marriage and the first love burning. Secondly, the enemy today, the kingdom of darkness, is targeting the family. When we talk about abortions, when we talk about the use of contraceptives, when we talk about divorce, when we talk about homosexuality or LGBT in general, the target is on the family, destroying the family. So we organize this conference that the couples will get to realize the benefit of being together, but also in order to be able to maintain the intention of God creating man. Because God created a man and a woman to be together. But today, the enemy is attacking the family. Many families are getting broken. Many children are being raised by single parents. And these kind of things affect the church in general, and also the community in general. Because when the family is not stable, the church is not stable. The community is not stable. And the state in general is not stable. Point number 3. Our aim is we want to put fire in marriage. We have seen the family is becoming cold. It's becoming cold. People enjoy marriage the first 1 year, 2 years, or some people even enjoy marriage only during courtship. But the moment they get married, the taste of marriage gets lost. And we want to make them realize that it is very important to sustain the love, to sustain the friendship, to sustain the joy of being together, that you are able to project the future together. And in this conference, we are teaching these young couples to realize that it is important to do things together as a couple, not as an individual. Some people get married. After getting married, the man begins only to provide for the family, and the woman is abandoned. A woman is taken to be one of the dependents. This is a very wrong ideology. You can't call your wife a dependent. This is a very wrong kind of sense. You must know that this is my partner. A woman is not a dependent, but is a companion, is a partner. And if you look at it in business, a partner means a person who contributes to the growth of the business. And in this case, we are teaching these couples to realize that it is important for the two, the husband and the wife, to stand firm and develop their family together, other than leaving one to appear as a dependent. And you realize that in most cases, for instance, if a man dies, which is common. Of course, in Uganda today, men, the mortality rate for men is very high. Men die more often than women, for instance. And if a man who has been a provider in a family dies, and this woman has not been knowing anything, has never been doing anything, then the family is also dead. The children will begin suffering, and the continuity of this family perishes. So So our intention is we want the couple to realize that they are companions, they are partners, not one a provider and one a dependent. This is very key.
Now, as we speak currently, Teso sub-region is one of those areas which is actually bleeding when it comes to gender-based violence. And it has been noted that most of the most of the young couples are the ones who basically suffer. Besides these interventions, how best do you think the entire church, your call to the fellow church activists to actually come in and allude into this matter?
The first thing is that the church must realize that the family must be developed.